Hi guys, Joe here with Rick from Sidekick Chartered Accountants. We are just having a wee drive around Pegasus at the moment on the way to an appointment that we're both going to be in, and just having a bit of a chat, real quick chat about kind of how we're finding the market out there at the moment.
Yep, yeah. So you were just saying, Joe, about your houses now, how you're finding that, what, the market's quite unique at the minute?
Yeah, somewhat unique. I mean, I think Christchurch is an interesting place in the last probably 7 years, I think, within real estate. We had a false market for a wee while because of the earthquakes and what that created, and now we're kind of trying to stabilise itself back to just being that normal market. From what I'm finding from that is a bit of an equilibrium out there, Rick, just between buyers and sellers, which means that it's not really swinging one way or the other. And what that creates is, in some sense, a nice market, but also a sort of a market that I guess lacks a little bit of urgency as well.
Right.
So it can be quite difficult and can sometimes just take a little bit longer to get things across the line. So again, just trying to have those conversations with people, probably the harder conversations, and just trying to get people to sort of know where things are moving.
So is that having an effect where, I mean, obviously with real estate it always comes down to prices, doesn't it? You know, is it people getting good prices? You know, what are people's expectations like? Yeah,
so I think there is some sense of people hanging on a wee bit still to what was happening a few years ago, where we were getting really amazing results. Now, it's not to say that we went backwards since then, Rick. It's just that we're probably now, having caught up to that point, not then overachieving again. So we're actually probably keeping on track with where we've been in things.
Right.
But we're not, as I say, we're not. So for example, you bought a house for $500,000 2, 3, 4 years ago. We're probably still going to get just about $500,000.
But it's not gone up.
But it's not gone up a huge amount. Whereas that house for $500,000 a few years ago, maybe, you know, we would have appraised it at 440, 450. So they've overachieved back then.
Because it just went mad for a while.
Correct.
And then it slowed down. Right.
Yeah. And I guess,
sorry, these speed bumps aren't helpful for filming, are they?
Not to phone around a wee bit. It's good though. So just driving around here, actually, Rick, it's real interesting, isn't it? There's a lot of development out in Pegasus at the moment.
It's still building, which is, so you'd kind of be thinking that it's a reasonable market, you know? But then the WIMAC, as we both know, living and working out here, massive growth set for the next 10, 15 years, you know. It was
really exciting.
Just shy of 40,000 pre-earthquakes, got up to 59,000 people out here, and they're saying in the next 10 years it'll be 80,000. So
and you can see why, you know, it's such a fantastic area to live, and I know yourself and me are both quite passionate about it, and seeing the development that is out here and sold signs up as well around everywhere is great.
Your sold signs moving around?
That's it.
So I'm really confident with it. I mean, but I just think, I mean, you were asking me about business confidence and things earlier. I think we're in a lull now. Like, I've not worked in an environment, I suppose, this negative in New Zealand. Like, this is actually, it reminds me now of conversations we were having in the early 2000s in the UK. Between probably 2005, 2006. And then you had, obviously, fairly major GFC a couple of years after that, which was when I was here. We escaped the GFC for the most part, you know, a few industries were whacked, but now I am seeing that stuff, that people that have, I suppose not too dissimilar to you, you know, they may have spent a lot of money 2, 3 years ago, that's coming around to bite people now. Seeing a lot of people where they're taking stock of where they're at, and, you know, in days gone by, business was fine, business was booming, people were spending money. So if you had spent a bit too much, or you'd made the odd little mistake here, now in some cases it's coming around as being fatal. Like, we're seeing businesses shutting the doors, and they're shutting the doors and still owing money. So, and you look at it and you try and unravel it, you know, from a spectator's position, and just go, yes, they were small mistakes that you could have got away with for the last 10 years.
And is there anything you can see in the future that's going to change, do you reckon, you know, in the short term? Or, I mean, is it going to be something major that's going to have to come from the top end and then feed down back into the business? I don't know. I mean, look, I suppose out of all of this stuff, opportunities come. Hopefully out of all of this, people will start making really wise decisions. Hopefully, you know, as fewer people as possible are affected by it, but, you know, you'll see mates going into liquidation. You'll see
like lots of people in business are going to see this happen. It's really just a case of take stock of your own balance sheet, check how much money have you borrowed. Is there any way now, while there is perhaps cash in the bank, you know, can you pay down debt? Can you do whatever?
Yeah.
So that I can't see any like quick positives out of it. Maybe just a few lessons learned. And don't forget as well, guys our age haven't actually gone through really bad times. So
because obviously we're very young still, as you can tell.
Well, exactly. I mean, I don't age well, but I'm not that old. But you know, we can all think we're invincible because we think, oh, we've built these businesses or we've had these successes. But you go chat to a 70-year-old who's in business. They've seen, they've been through it 3 times. Yeah. We've not learnt those hard lessons yet. Yeah. So I just hope the damage is as minimal as possible. But I'm not actually optimistic about it.
Cool. Well, I don't like to finish on a downer, Rick, but to keep this as a short video, we're probably going to have to wrap it up there, otherwise we will probably end up talking for a lot longer. But look, I guess to try and finish it on somewhat of a positive, again, we are driving around Pegasus. Hey, look, it's a great area around here, lots of things happening, and there's sword signs up. So for me at the moment, if the sword signs are still going up, things are all right.
Still positive. Yeah. Just be careful what you're buying. That's my advice.
Yeah, good advice. And always good advice. And do your homework, do your research. Me and Rick will probably be catching up again every couple of weeks. So look, keep your eyes out. Hopefully these videos will be of some interest to people. And feel free to give us a ring if there's any further questions or anything we can help you with. Cheers.